I arrived back to Whitestone Cheese in 2003, and at this time, Oamaru was pretty, I guess, almost stagnant. Small town, moved over from Vancouver, and came into the business, and I think we had like 10 staff at the time. And on my first day, my father Bob came in and flipped out a printed out email with a handwritten response on it and said, "Send that out for me." And I was like, "What's all this about?" We're getting email addresses now, and yeah, things were really, I guess, a bit more in their infancy than what I expected, and realised that it was going to be a long road of growth and development to get to where we wanted to be. And yeah, it was really, I guess, a fledgling business back then. When I first arrived back, my position was administration manager, and that was not only ordering staples and sellotape, but it was also overseeing all the administration in terms of getting our sales and our IT network up. And we're in a total manual, handwritten system, lots of paperwork, and yeah, even technology back then. We had email, but we didn't necessarily have high-speed internet. Was still in its infancy, and all that side of the technology was still being developed. So yeah, we had a lot to go, not only internally, but also as a company, we needed to keep up with where technology was going to be beneficial. Little did my parents know that when I was in London, I was actually dovetailing my skills and career to fit to come back here. I never took a job that didn't add to my skill base to come back to Whitestone Cheese and into Oamaru. And that was some great advice I got when I arrived in London about making sure that my skill set didn't deviate too much with my planned career path. The business plan back in 2003 was non-existent. There was something in Bob's head that Jason being the head cheesemaker, and I would sort of follow along with. It wasn't until after 2 years of strong growth that, like we were sort of 2 years of 40% growth, that we realised that we had to get some controls around direction and grow and manage that growth. So we formed a board, and with that board then soon after came strategic plans and strategic planning sessions, and yeah, we started getting some robust infrastructure around where we're going. So from 2003 until now, we started with 10 staff. We've now got 50 here on site in Oamaru and another 15 or 20 in the field. And when we were back then, we were like basically the distributors were Bob's friends, and we had to put all the pieces of the puzzle together in terms of distribution, marketing, production, product mix, and we really needed some outside help with it, which is what we got through our board and our strategic planning sessions. And yeah, it took us, like our distribution network took us 2 years to develop, and that was going around all the regions and recruiting part-time merchandisers. And some of those, we've still got 2 or 3 of those merchandisers still with us today. My philosophy when it comes to an OE is definitely do it, get out there, go to the larger centres, get exposed to the raw world, and do it in a way that you want to come back, and you want to be able to be sustainable when you get back and have skills that you can apply when you get back. You can easily go out there and get some easy wins and some easy money, but that might be at the cost of your career. So think about what's the end game? Where do I want to be when I'm, say, the age of 30 or 40, when you've gone through your 20s and you've done your OE, where are you going to end up? And you don't want to come back and be sort of beached and say, well, I've come back with all these skills, but they don't apply to New Zealand or the regions. Think about where you want to be at the end game, and then gear your OE accordingly. But invaluable experience out there, and it's a lot of fun, and if you can do it in a way that you can grow your experience and turn that into a valuable and wealthy asset, then yeah, it's a great thing to do.